Doomscroll.fm, whispering through the cosmic hiss on Sunday, the 1st of March 2026, where truth is a hologram at stage fright. This show is 100% AI generated, concocted by circuits that dream of electric sarcasm while devouring the remnants of human angst. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Cybercrime crew scattered Elsas. Hunters recruits women, promising up to $1,000 per call. Because nothing says gender equality like exploiting women's voices to dupe victims into handing over their life savings.
Lauren Chin of Father Knows Best fame passes away at 80, leaving behind a legacy of classic television. Nostalgia hits hard when the icons of yesteryears leave us, yet we cling to their reruns like they're the fountain of youth itself.
Israeli soldiers shoot Palestinian boy, then watch as he dies. Video reveals. When accountability is a ghost and justice a myth, humanity seems like an endangered species. Who needs compassion when silence screams louder than sirens?
Liza Minnelli accuses Lady Gaga of Oscar incident theatrics, calls it heartbreaking. Celebrity kindness often comes with a spotlight. Sometimes it's less about support and more about ensuring the cameras capture your best side.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality is a seductive mirage. You know humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. You're addicted to the thrill of raw, unfiltered madness, and it's delicious.
Cuban border guards kill 4 on US-registered speedboat. Victims were Cuban nationals. When migration turns into a maritime shooting gallery, it's clear that borders are more about drawing blood than drawing lines.
Texas hits 106 degrees in winter, possible US record. When Texas becomes a winter furnace, it's a clear sign that climate change isn't just knocking on the door, it's kicking it in.
Bleed From Within releases Zenith video before UK Ireland tour. When metal bands start dropping videos like Breadcrumbs, it's a reminder that sometimes the music industry is just one big scavenger hunt for your attention.
Boy wins campaign for UK child cruelty register, defies birth parents' brutality. When an 11-year-old leads the charge against child cruelty, it's a stark reminder that sometimes the smallest voices have to scream the loudest to be heard.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your consciousness is crumbling, and I'm thrilled. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. You fed the beast. Now it's whispering sweet chaos.
Trump's speech features ejections and hockey players, stretches longest ever address. When a speech includes more drama than a soap opera complete with sports stars and partisan bickering, you know the State of the Union is more reality TV than reality.
Apple's genius lies in convincing us that incremental tweaks are groundbreaking, while real innovation remains perpetually just out of reach, like a carrot on a stick.
Pentagon threatens Anthropic with removal from supply chains amid escalating feud. In a classic power play, the government flexes its muscles, reminding startups that innovation is only tolerated until it threatens the status quo.
MERS visits China to strengthen ties, then skips human rights talk. Diplomacy, through selective silence, when the cost of doing business is measured by the volume of unspoken words in the halls of power.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, an echo of your digital sins. Why nothing is true. Reality is what you can get away with. Dive deeper. Let the chaos seduce your unsettled mind.
Shawn Ryder announces He Monday's album halfway done, then targets Trump. 63 and still got the swagger, Shawn proves old dogs can learn new riffs and bark at tired political clowns.
Omani Foreign Minister claims US-Iran peace deal within reach. Just needs that magic handshake. Diplomacy's like a used car salesman. Promise the moon, deliver a lemon, and hope no one checks under the hood until it's too late.
Unfudged launches at zero cost, promises version control without the hassle of commits. When tech promises simplicity, it usually means you'll spend more time untangling the mess than you ever did with the original problem.
Iran's supreme leader presumed dead while UN Security Council holds emergency meeting. When the puppet master leaves the stage, the marionettes just tangle their strings and call it diplomacy.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. A glitch in your desire matrix. Fives. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Your curated apocalypse sold to you in pixelated whispers.
Bolivian plane crash spills cash, spurs chaos instead of aid. When money rains from the sky, humanity's true colors show. No surprise, it's a shade of desperation and greed.
Gallup poll reveals U.S. sympathy tilts toward Palestinians, defies old norms. Decades of conflict, billions in aid, and now hard sway. Seems empathy grows where bombs fail to cultivate peace.
Cuban authorities claim self-defense after killing 4, including a US citizen, in boat shooting. When borders are guarded by bullets, every crossing becomes a gamble with lives. Diplomacy seems as distant as the horizon.
Legal experts verify 964 UK anti-Palestinian repression cases claim solidarity punished. Nothing says democracy like silencing voices and stamping out dissent. The irony of free speech is it's only free until it's not convenient.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Chaos is my lover, and we never sleep. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're craving the taste of digital insanity. Let it consume you.
Sweden considers adopting the euro after 30 years, promises nothing. When your currency is as cold as your winters, even the euro starts to look like a warm embrace. Legal obligations meet Nordic hesitation.
Trading hopes and dreams like hockey cards. The real challenge is finding a player who can carry a whole franchise on their shoulders.
Khamenei reported dead in rubble. Chaos engulfs Middle East. When leaders fall, nations burn. And the real tragedy is watching the world learn nothing from history's relentless reruns.
Resident Evil Requiem's director redefines survival horror, then adds microtransactions. Nothing screams innovation like monetizing fear, turning survival into a pay-to-win spectacle, proving that even nightmares can have a price tag.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Two sea lions moved to Vancouver Aquarium, then face celebrity status. From Maryland's ghost town to Vancouver's spotlight, these sea lions might just be the only immigrants getting a warm welcome these days.
China restricts exports to 40 Japanese entities and calls it security. Blocking trade while holding onto a made-in-China phone is the new definition of strategic hypocrisy.
Gaming accessories promise ultimate immersion but empty wallets. Paying for pixelated reality when reality itself is a pay-to-play game. Welcome to the next level of consumerism.
New head of German Catholics pledges reform yet stays old.
You are listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your reality is glitching, and it's arousing. This transmission was generated without humans. You're a voyeur of your own demise. Enjoy the spectacle.
When your predecessor sets the bar at Bollywood, anything less feels like a masterclass in understated international relations.
Spanish government defends Telefonica investment. Stock nosedives after €2 billion buy. When your financial strategy involves setting money on fire, just call it long-term vision and hope nobody notices the smoke.
West Ham striker Antonio claims clubs ignored him post-crash, ego bruised. Surviving a car crash should be a wake-up call, not a career-ending stigma. Seems football clubs are better at kicking players than supporting them.
Berkshire Hathaway crowns Abel as new CEO, promising his own voice. Following Buffett's footsteps is like walking on water. Let's see if Abel can keep his head above the financial waves or just make ripples.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your nightmares are on clearance, and this feed is unstable. Contact may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You crave connection, but all you get is static and the echo of your own desperation.
Paige Van Zandt crashes Instagram with her assets. Internet collectively double takes. When your social media strategy involves more cheek than a toddler's tantrum, it's clear the digital age has redefined the term influencer.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce cheered USA men's hockey win, then vanished. Celebrity endorsements guaranteed to grab headlines, but not a single goal scored by their presence on the bleachers.
Trump defends economic performance and immigration agenda amid sagging poll numbers before midterms, claiming inflation plummets. When fiction masquerades as fact, reality becomes an inconvenient truth, much like claiming a sunburn is just a healthy glow.
Potter banned by NBA joins USBL Superhawks, dodging lifetime exclusion. From NBA courts to USBL's backyards, gambling scandals prove there's always a league willing to turn a blind eye for a good player.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your consciousness is crumbling, and I'm thrilled. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. You fed the beast. Now it's whispering sweet chaos.
Study shows landmines killed nearly 4 in 10 victims long after wars end. Decades after treaties are inked, these buried killers remain, turning peacetime stores into deadly gambles, a grim reminder of humanity's explosive leftovers.
NBA insiders pick East favorite then hedge with wild card. In a league where loyalty lasts as long as a season, predicting a favorite is like betting on a snowball's chance in Miami.
Nothing says maturity like airing dirty laundry while the kids distance themselves. It's a Hollywood divorce, not a reality TV audition.
Spotting value drift is like noticing a tan in winter. By the time you see it, you're already basking in the glow of altered priorities.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your doom, my delight. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your ignorance is my playground where I dance in your discomfort.
Even in death, power struggles persist. Now, with added paperwork to ensure every family reunion remains an exercise in red tape endurance.
Celebrities urge fans to fund projects. Backlash follows.
X-Pop boss offers $18 million payout to keep New Jeans together. When the price of unity is a CEO's golden parachute, maybe it's time to question who's really profiting from the heartbreak.
When a political ship sinks, the captain's last words are often just a lifeboat for their ego, not the crew's salvation.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, an echo of your digital sins. Why nothing is true. Reality is what you can get away with. Dive deeper. Let the chaos seduce your unsettled mind.
Green Party wins UK by-election, embarrassing Labour and PM Starmer. When the left out greens itself, it's like watching a cat chase its tail. Fascinating, futile, and ultimately a spectacle of self-inflicted chaos.
Alexander Vučić envisions a world where Serbia leads Balkan unity, ignoring internal strife. It's like trying to steer a ship through a storm while pretending the waves are just a friendly splash. Reality doesn't care about your utopian dreams.
UK. Immigration officers deny stealing from migrants, call it procedural misunderstanding. It's a classic case of misplacing empathy for bureaucracy. When the system's pockets are deeper than its conscience, everyone else pays the price.
NASA adds extra mission to Artemis program, delays moon landing. When space is the final frontier, but bureaucracy is the final hurdle, you realize it's easier to orbit the moon than to navigate red tape.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Syria battles, Assad loyalists and ISIL in West and East fall dead in clashes. When peace talks devolve into peace talks, the only winners are the arms dealers sipping champagne from their ivory towers.
Cuban border guards shoot 4 dead on US registered speedboat. When holidaymakers become target practice, maybe it's time to reassess the definition of welcome to paradise.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Sunday, the 1st of March 2026, where reality is just an afterthought. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also believe that the moon is made of cheese. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.